So in this video, we are going to look at currency rate and currency rate risk. So we'll start with the basic definitions about exchange rates. An exchange rate is the rate at which one country's currency can be traded in exchange for another country's currency. So assume that you have $1, that $1 can be like converted into 70 rupees. Okay, so that is what is exchange rate is all about. The spot rate is the exchange rate currently offered on a particular currency for immediate delivery. So spot rate is like if you have $1 in your hand, okay, you can go to any forex bank and if you give that $1, you will get 70 rupees. So that is a spot rate. A forward rate is an exchange rate set now for currencies to be exchanged at a future date. So assume that you enter into a contract. The contract states that in 1 month time, you will give the forex company $1, okay, and that company should give you around 75 rupee. Okay, so this is a forward rate. So the forward rate works like this: $1 to 75 rupees. Okay, so forward rate is always in terms of a future period where you are promising to give $1 and you are also like promising and you are also like asking the promise of another party to pay you the other amount. So that is about the forward rate. If the forex quote for rupee is 65 to 66 to the dollar, okay, so usually the rate is given in a parity and you will have like two numbers for the rupee to $1. So now the question arises whether you will get or pay 65 or 66. So that is a question here. When you receive income of $100, okay, when your income is $100, then which you will choose? You have to choose the number where you suffer a lot, okay, where you suffer a lot. So you have $100 as an income in your pocket and you go to a bank. If you're going to convert it at 65, you will get 6,500. If you convert the $100 into 66, you will get 6,600. So in which of this you suffer a lot? This one. So that is the exchange rate. Okay. So in terms of an income, you should always get the lower amount or you should always suffer. So that is about the rule. So the next rule is when you have an expense to pay of $100, then which quote you are going to use? You have to choose the quote which makes you to pay a lot of money. So again, you have to suffer. Okay. For example, if you are given a choice to pay 6,500 or 6,600, which one you suffer a lot? 6,600 you suffer a lot. So you have to choose 66. Okay. See, it's not about you choosing, it's about the bank offering you. Okay. So whenever you give them $100, they will give you 6,500. When you want $100, then they will ask you to pay 6,600 to them because the difference between the number, okay, the difference between the two numbers is the bank's forex profit. Okay, so for them to earn a profit, that's why they have a parity like this. So you can remember like this: whenever you get an income, you have to get a lower income. Whenever you're going to pay, you have to pay a higher payment. Okay, so that's how the rule for forex works. So you are always at a loss. So we'll start from a basic problem and then we'll step by step we'll go to a little bit advanced problem. So here US dollar rate per pound is quoted as 1.4 and another rate is given 1.43. A company A wants to buy $1 lakh in exchange for sterling and company B wants to sell $2 lakh in exchange for sterling. What rate will the bank offer for each company? So whenever you get a parity like this, it's usually like number is to 1 pound. Okay, so that is about the sterling or the pound. So you will be like receiving or you have to pay 1.4325 or 1.4330 to a pound. So at any time this is a rule. The rule is you have to pay more local currency and you have to receive less local currency. Okay, so this is the rule here. So whenever you're going to buy another currency, when you are going to buy a foreign currency, then you have to pay a lot of local currency. Whenever you're going to sell and receive a local currency, you have to receive less of the local currency. Okay, so that's about the rule here. So we'll see how it works. So we'll start from company A. So company A wants to buy 1 lakh of dollars. So how much should they pay? Should they pay this number or this number? So we have to follow the rule. The company wants to buy the foreign currency, then it means that they have to pay more of local currency. So let's see how it works. So the question starts from how much sterling required. Okay, so that is the question. So the company requires 1 lakh dollars. So should we divide or should we multiply? So if you see here, the dollar is a higher number when compared to the pound. Okay, so if that is the case, then the pound should be lower than the dollar when we compute also. So the answer here, the pound should be a lower number because that is how the parity is. Okay, so should you multiply or divide? You should divide. So divided by which number? If you're going to divide it by 1.4325, you'll get the pounds. So we'll work out that, and we'll also find out for this other parity number what would be the pound. So this answer comes to 69,808. This answer comes to 69,769. 69. We want to buy the dollars. Okay, so we have to pay a lot of local currency. The local currency here is the pound. Okay, so whichever you take, you have to suffer a lot or you have to pay a lot. So this one is where you pay a lot of pound to get the sterling. So what happens is you have to suffer more because that is the rule. Pay more local currency to buy foreign currency. To buy a foreign currency, you have to pay more local currency. So that's how the first rule works. Let's see what happened for company B. So company B, how much sterling will be received? So that is the question. So the company has $2 lakh and they are going to get sterling. So as usual, the dollar is a higher number and the sterling is a lower number. So when you also convert, the dollar should be a higher number and sterling should be a lower number. So obviously it's going to be a divide. So if you're going to divide, we'll be like getting these same answers, but which one we have to select? The rule is receive less local currency. We'll work out. So it's 2 lakhs divided by 1.4325 and 1.4330. So we'll work out both. Answer comes to 139,538. Okay, so that is pound. This comes to 139,616. Okay, so as you are going to sell the dollars and receive the sterling, you have to receive less. So that is the rule. So where do you receive less? You are going to receive less in this conversion. Okay, so what happens is when you are going to buy foreign currency, you have to pay more local currency. You're going to sell the foreign currency, you will be like receiving less of the local currency. So that is how these problems work. Ensure that you understand this concept really well because this concept gets tested again and again in this chapter. So we'll move on. So we have another question which is similar to that. Calculate how much sterling exporters would receive or how much sterling importers would pay, ignoring the bank's commission, in each of the following situations if they were to exchange currency and sterling at spot rate. A UK exporter receives a payment from Danish customer of 1,50,000 of kroner. So we'll work out the first one. So here a UK exporter is receiving a payment, so it is an income, or he's going to receive foreign currency. If you're going to receive foreign currency, then what happens is when you sell that foreign currency, you should receive less local currency. Okay, so that is how the concept works. So we'll again work it out. So there are now two rates here, okay, for Danish. So we'll work out. So before working out, we'll also find out that the Danish is always a higher number when compared to the pound. Okay, so should we like divide or multiply? So we should be like dividing the corner, then only we'll get a lower pound. So what we'll do is we'll take D 1,50,000, so that is Danish currency, divided by 9.434, or we have another option, we have 1,50,000 divided by 9.538. So we'll get both the answers, pounds 15,899.9. we get for this 1572.6.5. Okay, so we have to receive less currency, in which we receive the less currency, we receive less currency here. So this should be is what the bank would accept and will be like giving. So when they convert, they will be like receiving this amount. So we'll move on to the next one. So we'll think about the B. A UK importer buys goods from Japanese supplier and pays 1 million yen. So this is the parity between the yen and the pound. The yen is higher and the pound is lower. So the pound number is always a lower number when compared to the yen. So what we have to do is we have to divide. So we'll divide and we'll get an answer. This is an expense. So hence we have to buy foreign currency, and to buy the foreign currency we have to pay more local currency. So how does this work? So we'll start. So the total yen is 10 lakhs or 1 million. We'll divide it by 168.65 of yen, so that we'll find out the pound to be received. And we also do the same thing for the other parity number. So the other parity number is 170.781. So the first number comes to 5929.4. Okay, so as we have to buy, we have to pay more of local currency, that is the pound. So this is the rate that the bank will fix. So the bank will fix as 168.65. So when we see both the problems, in the last one the rate was this, and in this problem the rate is this. Okay, so this is how you have to solve the problems. We have to move to the next one. You can reach me at my website wowacademics.com, or you can also see my Quora answers. I am active in LinkedIn and in Facebook page, so you can visit at these places. If you just type Shyam Prasad and Wow Academics, you will get all these links in Google search itself. And if you like this video, give a like, share to your friends, and if you feel that any points we have missed in this video, you can post it. We will try to give an answer to you in the comment section itself, or we'll also create another video for you. So thank you for watching our video.